Hey, HHCA, it's good to be with you today. Let me start off by saying something very important. I love my job. I want to continue to keep my job. I love showing up to work every day. But I am ready for this semester to end. To be frank, I'm ready for this year to end. And I know I'm probably not the only one that feels this way. Some of you probably literally have a countdown going to the hour or at least to the day of when you're ready for Christmas break. Now, when you're waiting for something that's promised to you, it can either be really enjoyable or it can be really almost punishing kind of to wait for something that's promised to you, because you can be thinking like, when's it going to get here? When's it going to get here? When's it going to get here? And today, I want to tell you the story of someone who waited a long, long, long time for God to fulfill a promise to him. He's a little known character at the beginning of the life of Jesus, and his name is Simeon. Now, Jesus had been born 8 days earlier in Bethlehem. You know the story with the shepherds and all that sort of stuff. And Jesus is brought into the temple. And I want to read to you the story of 8-day-old Jesus as he's in the temple. Okay? This story comes out of Luke chapter 2. Luke chapter 2. And here is what it says. It says in Luke 2 that his family brought him into the temple. And in the temple, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon. And this man was a righteous and devout man, waiting for the consolation of Israel. And the Holy Spirit was upon him. And it had been revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he would not see death until he had seen the Lord Christ. So we meet this guy, Simeon, who works in the temple, and he helps the people with the sacrifices and all those sort of things. And in the temple, God in some way revealed to him, you're not going to die until you see the promised one, the Christ. Now here's, as we think about waiting for Christmas break, here's the ultimate waiting game. Thousands of years before this, when Adam and Eve fell, when Adam and Eve brought sin into the world, God made a promise that one day he would send himself, in a sense. He would send his son to defeat death, to defeat sin. And they waited for thousands of years. And generations came and went. And they held on to this promise. And this guy, Simeon, who you just heard of, was told, you're going to see him with your own eyes. I have no clue what that must have felt like, to be given that promise by God, to be assured that by God. But it must have been absolutely amazing to think like, I'm going to see God. Now, what do you think Simeon thought he would be like, though? Because we're not given too much there, that we were just told he said he would see him. I would imagine Simeon was expecting to see a mighty king rise up out of his generation, or a warrior, or someone incredibly mighty, but instead walks a poor man and a poor woman carrying an 8-day-old baby. Have you ever seen an 8-day-old baby? They're teeny. They're helpless. And God, through his Spirit, tells Simeon's heart, that's him. I've held an 8-day-old child, and I've known what it feels like to hold something like that and love it, but I cannot imagine what it feels like to hold someone that you know will one day save you. So as we head into Christmas, some of us are limping in. Some of us are excited. Some of us have energy. Some of us are refreshed. Some of us are limping in. But as we head into Christmas, let me just tell you two things that I get from this story very clearly. One, God keeps his promises. He does. He keeps his promises. If you're discouraged today, if you feel beaten on today emotionally, whatever it is, go look up the promises of God. When he says he'll never leave you or forsake you, which means he'll never leave you, never forget you, he means it. When he says he loves you and has a plan for you, he means it. We have a God who makes great promises. And here's the second thing today that I really just kind of want us to land on, because I think we forget this sometimes. This story is real. A real man held a real baby in his arms. And that baby really did grow up to become the Christ. And he really did die on a cross, and he really did rise again, and he really is coming back, and he really will make a place for you, and he really will forgive you, and he really wants a relationship with you, and it's real. As we go into Christmas season, I was watching the Frosty the Snowman, like the old 50s one with my kids the other day, and I thought, oh, this is cute, I forgot about this, and we're enjoying it. And I think some of us view Jesus and read these stories this way out of the Bible, as if it's a beautiful, wonderful little piece of fiction from the past. But look at me and understand this really clearly. With all of my heart, with all of my being, I know that it's real. And billions of people have stood their whole life, and there's billions of people now with him experiencing the rewards of heaven, and they believed it's real. This is a real story. So if it's a real story, you've got real promises. Promises that can hold you for today, and promises for an incredible future. So as you head into Christmas break, get excited. Get ready to sleep in if you're a person who sleeps in. Get ready to rip open the presents under the tree if that excites you. Get ready to spend time with family, whatever that may be. But above anything else, know that your God is real, and his Son is real, and his promises are real, and they will never leave you or forsake you. Have a great day.